All right, folks, what the heck is going on in this SEC versus Ripple lawsuit? I'm asking the question, are we about to see an XRP settlement either today, tomorrow? Is this imminent? Because we don't see a Form C, the official appeal from the SEC. We get a report to Eleanor Terrett. They respond back saying that everything's going according to normal appeal process. And I guess this is the normal process for the SEC skirting and bending the law. So we got a full update on that. We're also going to be warming ourselves up here. We got Dayton Debate Night Round 2. That's going to be starting here live tonight at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you guys come on back. We're going to be going live for full coverage of the debate, which starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll be starting up the show about an hour before, a little pregame, and then we'll be going on into the debate. And they're also going to be talking about the XRP Unleashed documentary, the U.S. screening tour, set to happen here next month in November, and the tickets are going on sale tonight. Going to show you guys that. And we're also looking at gold at new all-time highs, folks. Take a look at it. This is Bank of America warning that gold may be the final safe haven as U.S. Treasuries face risks from rising national debt. Well, gold is having itself a little day here, up to new all-time highs, 2,712 for the futures market right here. Gold smashing back up to all-time highs, an incredible run that we've been having over there. For silver, we did trade today above $32 per ounce. Right now, we're at $31.86. Silver kind of just hanging out. But for gold, Bank of America gets it. Gold sending the signal. Gold sending the warning. Now, it's interesting. When you compare the gold ETFs to what's happening in Bitcoin, it's not even close. And I've talked about this, about how gold did a 5x after the ETFs in 2003 to 2011. It was a 5x for gold. It was a 10x for silver from the first silver ETF in 2004 till 2011. You got a 10 bagger, which is nice. But if we look right now, the Bitcoin ETFs have surpassed 20 billion in total net flows for the first time, with 1.5 billion added in just a week. For context, gold ETFs took about 5 years to hit that milestone. Total assets now stand at a record 65 billion per Eric Balchunas. Now, of course, these are inflows and outflows, so this does include the selling, but the metric here, it took the gold ETFs 5 years to see this level of trading. So not only is it a record amount of inflows, it's a record amount of trading. And is, Bitcoin going to do a 5x, a 10x or more? Definitely could be in the cards, right? I consider the price point when the ETFs went live is about 30,000, right? So if we go up to 150,000, that's a 5x for Bitcoin. That could easily be done. Even maybe this bull run too starts to stretch out a little bit too far for me this cycle, but we'll see. But long term, remember, it wasn't the gold ETFs went live and then gold went to a new all-time high the next year. It was, they went live in 2003, and then in 2011 is when it finished and finally topped out. So once again, the success that we're seeing in the ETFs, the point that I wanted to make here is that you're going to see something similar with the XRP ETFs. I know that folks say there's never going to be ETFs, there's going to be no demand. The ETP filings are live. We have 2 of them. We also just saw that Grayscale, and this was one of the easiest predictions I've ever been able to make in the crypto space, was I kept on using as an example of the basket crypto funds that were going to turn into ETFs. I kept on using the Grayscale large cap fund as an example, and I said that that was going to be one that converted over. Sure enough, they just filed the notice. They're going to be rolling it on over. And yes, XRP is included in that ETF. So yes, there's going to be XRP ETFs. There's going to be many XRP ETFs. And once again, look at what it did to these underlying assets. This is when you want to be buying them now before the ETFs go live and we start to see that price appreciation. Continuing on, counsel conspired with others to take unauthorized control of the SECX account. This is a quote here from a story press release just put out a few hours ago. The FBI has now arrested the Alabama man in the January 2024 SECX hack that spiked the value of Bitcoin. So the guy who is 25 years old, Eric Council Jr. of Athens, Alabama, good old Alabama boy, managed to sneak on in here to the SEC account and do this. But Eleanor Terra asks, she says, we need the XRP Army Pro Sleuths to do some digging on this man and who his friends are. And you send out the order, we will accomplish that mission, Eleanor. I know that the sleuths are already working on it, and we're going to do what we do best, which is get down to the truth. We're going to find out who this guy was tied to, what just took place, because you got to understand how much money just moved, right? The movement of the markets based off of this fake tweet. Was somebody paying him? Who was making money on that move? Somebody was making money. Now, Eleanor reports back. She finally heard back from the SEC this morning. And according to a spokesperson, quote, the appeal is proceeding normally, and the documents will be filed publicly soon. So, even though they were due yesterday, even though it's late, the SEC wakes up this morning and they report back to Eleanor that the appeal process is proceeding normally. Brad Garlinghouse responds, proceeding normally for an agency that makes up their own rules as they go. In an agency that's been sanctioned by the courts for falsifying evidence. They've already done this a couple times in this case in particular, being late, delaying, delay. And once again, the more delay, the more the damages, right? With every delay here, the damages go up done to the XRP community and the retribution that is deserved to the XRP community. Now, Neil Hartner, he's pretty funny. Software engineer at Ripple. Huge shout out to Neil. He's always cracking some funny jokes. Their logic is consistent. Investment contracts don't require a contract. Court filings don't require a filing. It all makes sense, right? Investment contracts don't require a contract. Court filings don't require a filing. We just make it up as we go. But in regards to this, I wanted to share with this. This is where we're at here. Cherry Empress 21 on X. She's one of our legal experts in the community. And she makes this very clear. The date in which the SEC was supposed to file their pre-argument Form C was October 16th. That would be yesterday, Wednesday. Below is the screenshot that indicates when the notice to appeal was filed. October 2nd. Due 14 days. Go to the calendar. Now that we know that there was a filing October 2nd, the rule of thumb is that the filing date triggers the countdown beginning the next day. October 3rd was day 1. Let's count it off. 1, 2, 3, skip a few. 14 days brings us to October 16th, Wednesday. It was due by midnight. Directly at the bottom of the page 2 of Form C has this exact wording, quote, once you have filed your notice of appeal, this further supports that it is the actual appeal notice the courts want submitted. The SEC filed it October 2nd. That's the day. Count 14 days. Takes us to the 16th. Columbus Day does not count. It is they only move it a day if it's the last day that falls on a holiday. Columbus Day, Indigenous Peoples Day, whatever you want to call it. This screenshot specifies what normally needs to be explained should a deadline be passed. Does this mean the SEC must do it? I don't know, since the government tends to play by their own rules. Paraphrase from Garlinghouse. Absolutely true. The SEC is late in their filing, period. Period, full stop. We roll on over to John Deaton's law firm, Crypto Law US. Every attorney we have consulted with agrees that the deadline was last night. It is not the first time that the federal agency has skipped a court deadline. It would also not be the first time that the SEC under Gary Gensler acted as if the rules or the law do not apply to them. Now, can you imagine if the SEC forfeits their appeal, if there is some sort of settlement that comes out where they say, hey, we've decided to withdraw our appeal, Ripple's decided to withdraw theirs, Ripple's going to pay their fine, this is done. It's going to be a riot. This place is going nuts. And I'm talking about XRP Twitter, XRP community. I'm talking about the broader crypto community. I'm talking about John Deaton in the debates tonight. I mean, imagine if John Deaton gets to go to the debate stage tonight and report back and say, hey, Elizabeth Warren, you want to ask what the ROI is? Well, your own SEC can't even get their act together to get an appeal filed. Or if they've settled up, he can report that the SEC's now back down, settled up, right? And they're going to collect their little fine on the little speeding ticket that Ripple, failed to register. Little speeding ticket in the equivalent of securities laws, right? Imagine John Deaton gets to report that in tonight's debate, on top of what he mentioned already on Tuesday's debate, mentioning XRP, mentioning that Madam Vice President Kamala Harris can thank John Deaton for fighting on behalf of the XRP army for getting clarity, because she just got $1 million donation from these billionaires that are supporting John Deaton's campaign. And so, guys, this is warming us up here for tonight. We got the debate coming up here. I want to make a couple more points, though, real quick. Vet just shared this from the Thinking Crypto interview with Brad. Huge shout out to Tony, Thinking Crypto. He interviewed Brad Garlinghouse while at Swell. And apparently Brad Garlinghouse said that up to 20% of the USDC supply minted by Ripple for their customers aligns with what you see when you check out the address behind the ETH RLUSD deployer contract. A ton of USDC activity. I assume it's one of many Ripple business wallets. Replacing this with RLUSD in the future, and specifically also the XRP ledger, sounds great to me. Me too. The XRP ledger needs bootstrapping and bringing existing institutional flows, which clearly exist from looking at their stables activity, to the XRP ledger where I can look at transaction hashes is a milestone in my book. So I'm going to have to look into this further, but this sounds like Brad just stated that Ripple, along with their customers and their partners, but basically on behalf of their customers, part of this product now that's just deemed Ripple Payments. It includes XRP, it includes fiat, it includes Bitcoin, it includes other cryptos, right? But they're saying Ripple basically, minted 20% of the USDC's supply. Now imagine if that was on RLUSD, which is on the XRP ledger, right? Instead of that being on USDC, on Ethereum, or on a different blockchain, right? This is now liquidity that's going to be on the XRP ledger in RLUSD instead. Ripple no longer will have to mint all this USDC, all this tether, right? This is massive, guys. When you understand how this gets played out here, this is absolutely massive. Now, you want to see somebody who's bullish. How bullish are you on Ripple XRP? Well, this is Michael Arrington right here, folks. Take a look at this. Michael Arrington says, trying to figure out how to steal this rug from Ripple Swell. Can I have it, Brad Garlinghouse? He has a picture of him in the car here, in the Lambo too. I see you, Michael. I see you in the little Lambo SUV. Okay. And here he is in his house with the little doggy. Little doggy's enjoying it too. Guys, this is a major hedge fund manager. And I think that many people are just disregarding, discounting, and don't understand how many hedge fund managers, how many institutional players, how many just large whale investors have bought huge bags of XRP, and they're not like openly parading around and part of the XRP army. But these guys are more bullish on XRP than many of our community members, I would say. Right? These guys live and breathe it. Michael Arrington, this is a hedge fund manager who's trying to take home the rug from Ripple Swell Conference. How bullish are you on Ripple and XRP? Bullish enough to take the rug home and put it out in your, in your place, right? This is where we're at. We're not going anywhere. We're only going to double down on the pressure that we've been applying. The victory is so close, whether a settlement comes in or if they actually do file the appeal, which I'm trying not to get us too worked up here, but we just don't know what the heck's going on with this lawsuit. Maybe they actually do file the appeal. But regardless, we're still in the process of taking this whole thing viral. The more that they delay, the more that they mess around, all this confusion, what does it do? Just brings more eyeballs and attention to XRP. It only works out more in our favor. Now, speaking of it, here we go. Tonight, we got John Deaton at 7 p.m. Eastern. The debate is going to be starting. My live stream and full coverage of this debate is going to be beginning 1 hour before that. So 6 p.m. Eastern, make sure you circle on back to this channel, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get sent the reminder. But we're going to be going live tonight at 3 p.m. Pacific. That's 6 p.m. Eastern. Debate starts at 7 p.m. Eastern. This is the second and final debate between John Dean and Elizabeth Warren. He challenged her to 5 single-issue debates: income inequality, inflation and the economy, immigration, abortion, and foreign policy. And although she previously debated her political opponents 3 or 4 times, she refused to debate me more than twice. She also refused to debate prior to early mail-in voting. She wanted folks casting their votes before they got to see her get exposed on the debate stage. I believe that Massachusetts deserves a senator willing to stand before voters for more than just 2 hours and defend the 12 years in the Senate. Only one bill that she sponsored has been passed as an individual sponsor. But I'm a Marine, and we always do more with less. Senator Warren knows very well if I'm able to reach enough voters regarding who I am and what I stand for, truth, justice, and the American way, in a level playing field, I win. You can watch on the C-SPAN link. We got it. I'm going to be going live 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you guys come on back. This is going to be big. And in the meantime, I wanted to show you guys this. I'm going to link this up down below. This is Fruition Productions. Tickets for the U.S. screening tour of this documentary go live tonight. Now, the tickets are $40 for the screening. There's a list of over half a dozen cities across the country here where this is going to be live. Okay. Tickets are $40, and you're also going to be able to buy some of this merch here. Now, they got some pretty nice merch. I really like this. This is all slick looking merch. I do like this. So I'm going to link this up down below. We can support this team. Remember, they've funded this out of their own pockets on behalf of the community, on behalf of America. Can we save this country? Can we get a level playing field? Can we unleash XRP? Let's take this story viral. We can support them by buying some merch right here. We also can pre-order the documentary, which will be available on their website for $15. So if you want to pre-order the documentary, you're not going to be able to make it to the screening tour. Or even if you are able to make it to your screening tour, I'm still going to be buying this myself as well. It's only $15 to buy the documentary. It's going to be on their website, and it includes for international folks as well, outside the country. They figured out how to get access to everybody worldwide through their website. So we can buy some merch. We can buy tickets to the pre-screening. I hope to see you guys there. I'll be in LA. Hope to see you guys there. And then we also can pre-order the documentary for $15. And then I was just on the phone with Maya from Fruition Productions also. And this is, she was getting me excited, guys. I'm getting really excited about this documentary because she said that she just got to watch Act 3, Act 1, 2, and 3. She just watched Act 3. And she said that this is the mic drop moment. And she specifically said to me, this is when everybody's going to wake the F up. Sounds like a good time to me. So in the meantime, guys, let's support Fruition Productions. If you guys can support my cause by liking this video, sharing it out far and wide, making sure that we come on back here tonight. That's going to be starting up 6 p.m. Eastern. Hope to see you there. Going to be a lot of fun. Debate night round 2. Deaton taking on Senator Elizabeth. I got a plan for that, Warren, and I hope that she has a plan for John Deaton because she didn't on that first debate, and it showed, and we exposed her. Let's get it done again. God bless all of you guys. We'll see you in the next one. Take care out there. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.